What is going on, everybody? This is a new channel I'm starting for the Giants. I've been a long time Giants fan. I've liked them, probably my whole life. My dad was a Giants fan. My grandfather was a Giants fan, and so I'm a Giants fan. Unfortunately, wasn't old enough to see Lawrence Taylor play, Harry Carson, and Phil Simms, and some of the all-time Giants greats. Um, and I think that would have been an awesome time to be a fan just for football in general. I think that was a great time, a great era of football, but that era has passed. I grew up basically in the Eli Manning era, and I love that. Eli Manning was one of my favorite players. There's debate on whether or not he should be in the Hall of Fame or, whether or not he was ever that great of a quarterback. But I liked him because he showed up every day. He went about his business. And whether or not you want to credit him with the two Super Bowls in 2007 and 2011, they won. And, I'm reluctant to say, a lot of people like to say, oh, Eli Manning is super clutch. I'm reluctant to say that because I mean, where was he in the other, seven times he went to the playoffs? Other than the two runs they had in 2007 and 2011, basically he was one and done in the playoffs. So, did he show up in those moments? Was it the rest of the team? Who knows? But Eli Manning was a great player. I did enjoy that era of football as well. Obviously, I have some nostalgia for it since that is the era that I grew up in. And it was fun watching Eli Manning play. And again, you could argue those Giants teams were never the greatest, right? Maybe like the 2011 or 2012 season after they won the 2011 Super Bowl. You could argue maybe they were a great team. But aside from that, they were never like the top team in the league with Eli Manning. But it was still fun to watch. And that brings me to present day because even though they were never a top team in the league with Eli Manning, those teams, all of them, were light years better than what we have seen the last 10, 12 years, the end of Eli Manning's career into the Daniel Jones era. I mean, I would argue what we're seeing is not even football. I don't know what it is. It honestly it looks like they just took players who have never even known what the game of football is and put them out on the field and just said, "All right, let's see what you can do." I mean, it has been horrific. Now, I'd like to say, "Oh, it's the offensive line, it's the coaching, it's whatever," but there is a problem in the Giants organization now, okay? And it used to be the problem that the Jets had, okay? And now it seems that this problem is contagious and has caught on to the Giants. Now, maybe it started with the snubbing of Tom Coughlin, when they kicked him out the door, and then Tom Coughlin didn't want to shake John Mara's hand on his way out, and that was like the beginning of the hex. I don't know, but we have now entered Jets territory where it's like players come here, whether it's through the draft or through free agency, and they're sapped of all their talent. I don't know what happens. The only thing we have missing to our resume is a butt fumble like the Jets have, and I'm sure that that's coming. Um, but players come here, they're sapped of all their talent. Okay, I don't know what it is, and it's starting to become frustrating. I say it's like the symbiote stuff from Spider-Man, right? It gets on you and it changes you. That's like what the Giants have here. They have some kind of like goo that as soon as players get here, it gets on them, and then they just forget they don't even know how to play football. Everybody gets the yips, and they have no clue how to play football, and it's getting frustrating too because how do you evaluate players, right? Like after the week one game now, the Giants get destroyed by the Commanders, and it was 21-6. Okay, it could have been a lot worse than that. Okay, it could have been 31-6. Um, with the Commanders. And we got blown out last year in the opener. We got blown out the year before that in the opener. And it's just like, what is going? First of all, it's like we're losing. We're not even losing differently, right? It's not like we're throwing the ball around the field and we got picked off a bunch or we fumbled a whole lot. We're losing the same way, okay? It's like we took a guy from like Pee Wee football as a coach and said, "All right, put in your Pee Wee football offensive package and let's see if we can win some." Like I don't understand. And like I said, you can't even evaluate players now because like we thought Daniel Jones was terrible. And to be fair, if you watch the film on him, he had missed a lot of open guys over the years here that could have been big plays. But then he leaves and he's great, right? Saquon Barkley leaves and he becomes the best rusher in football, and obviously behind a great offensive line and with the Eagles. But still, I don't understand why we can't figure this out. And there has to be something deeper. People, oh, that's the offensive line. The offensive line is no good. How long have we been working on the offensive line? Okay, 10 years? And I understand, oh, well, the GM's had some misses. You can't have that many misses, okay? And some of these players move on and have decent careers. That the guy Eric Flowers, he was horrible, horrible. You could have put a mailbox where he was standing on the Giants, and it would have been a better offensive lineman than Eric Flowers because you at least have to run around the mailbox. The guys could just run right through Eric Flowers. He was horrible here. We got rid of him. He went to the Commanders. And okay, he wasn't good, but he was serviceable. He was okay. So what happened? How come he couldn't be okay here? And that's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to say, oh, the offensive line's bad. I guarantee you some of the players on our offensive line, like Evan Neal, who's not even playing anymore, I guarantee you if he went to another team, like if he went to the Cowboys or he went to the Jaguars or we'll just pick a team, the Saints, doesn't matter. I guarantee he'd be serviceable. Would he be good? Probably not. He's not going to be a top of the line lineman, but he'd be serviceable. But somehow they come here, Giants players come here, and they're terrible. And now I don't even know how to evaluate talent. Like we're supposed to be excited about Jackson Dart, right? He had a nice preseason, which I'm under the assumption now that the Giants just tried way harder than every other team in preseason, and that's why they won because it can't be that they were really that good. So now we're supposed to be excited about Jackson Dart coming in. I'm not excited because even if Jackson Dart is great, even if Jackson Dart has the talent to be the next Jaden Daniels or CJ Stroud or whoever you want to call him, he's not going to be it here. He's not. Unless there's some huge drastic change, unless, I don't know, somebody calls in a person to remove the hex that's been on the Giants, or maybe when we get the Jets out of the building so that we don't get their contagion of terrible football. I can't even be excited because he's gonna come in. He's gonna be the same. Okay, it's gonna be the same result. Now he might run a little better than say Russell Wilson, but it's gonna be the same result. He's gonna get hit a lot. He's gonna miss throws. Okay, he's gonna try to do way too much because he's gonna feel like he has to do everything, and it's gonna result in the same thing that we've seen like Daniel Jones tried to do, and now Russell Wilson this past week tried to do. And so I don't even know if I can be excited about Jackson Dart. Maybe I'll be excited about him when he leaves and goes to another team, because then you'll actually see his true potential. But he's not gonna. I feel like he's not gonna reach it here unless huge drastic changes are made. And I mean huge, like the Maras decide, hey, we're not going to be in charge of football operations anymore. We need to get someone in here to do that, and we're literally just going to own the team, and that's it. We're not going to have any involvement in it, which I don't see happening. So I don't know, I don't know where we go from here. I don't even know what to get excited for anymore because it's not even like we're playing it's not even like we're playing productive but bad football, right? Like, hey, we're moving the ball, whatever, but we always have those stupid turnovers in the red zone or like whatever. It's like we're not doing anything, you know? And I thought like maybe Russell Wilson can come in and his experience could kind of change some of that. because he, Super Bowl winning quarterback and all that, but it's the same result. And, I was a little bit skeptical of Russell Wilson because why did Pittsburgh let him go? Pittsburgh let him go after he played decently and they went to the playoffs, even though they lost. But they still let him go in favor of either having no quarterback or to get potentially Aaron Rodgers. And it's like they must know something. Why would they let it? I mean, just bring him back on another 1 year deal. And they didn't even want to do that. So, I don't know where the Giants go from here. People want to say it's the line, it's the coaching, it's the quarterback. I mean, to be this bad for this long, it's kind of everything. I would say the line isn't great. The coaching is not good. The talent is probably not great. It's probably a combination of everything. But the problem is it's been different coaching regimes. It's been different players and it's the same result. And that tells me something. And the players move on and do well. I mean, how many players have left the Giants and have done well, right? You got Xavier McKinney, had 8 interceptions last year. He was great, right? Obviously, we know Saquon Barkley moves on. He becomes the best running back in football, or just about the best. You have Daniel Jones goes on to the Colts. Okay, it's only one game, but I mean that one game's pretty much better than any game he's ever played here for the Giants. So, and the list goes on. Evan Ingram, right? Evan Ingram here is a laughing stock. Okay, literally, not only did he drop every ball that was ever thrown to him, but he would actively tip it into defenders' hands for interceptions, right? But all of a sudden, he goes to the Jaguars. Oh my God, he's like a top tight end in football. So there's something going on here. There's a hex. There's the Spider-Man symbiote stuff on these players. There's some kind of goo that comes in here, saps these players of their talent, saps coaches of coaching ability, and it's just become a losing culture, And I think all this stuff compounds too. You get into a game, you start losing. You can see it with Malik Neighbors. This against the Commanders this week. You can see it with some other players. They get demoralized, and it's like, hey, I feel like if I'm on defense, I'm not gonna try hard, okay? Because what good is it? Oh, I'm gonna sack the quarterback, and we're gonna get the ball back on offense for what? To go 3 and out, and we're gonna be back out here. So these guys, they half, they put in half effort because why, you know? And even Malik Neighbors, I like Neighbors. I mean, he's got to get his act together too because right now he's part of the problem instead of part of the solution. I mean, he had a couple of drops, and I know they're tough catches. I mean, he had one, it was like a back shoulder. He outjumped the defender, hit him in the hands. It went right through his hands. And look, I get it. It's a tough catch, but you want to be a superstar. You want to be the culture changer. These are the plays you have to make. And so you're not making them. You already know you're on a team that's not going to have very many opportunities, and then you get these few opportunities, and half of them you're dropping the passes. So, and mark my words, whether it be through trade or through the end of his contract, he's going to pull a Saquon Barkley. Unless things significantly change where all of a sudden we're winning games, he's going to pull a Saquon Barkley. He'll be playing with Jaden Daniels on the Commanders by year 5 or 6, whatever, when, his contract is up, or if we trade him because he wants to be with his friend, on the Commanders, which understandably, I mean, they're a lot better, and they'd be even better with him. So, yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I still watch the Giants, although I find myself just watching the Giants now because they play on Sundays most of the time, and I mean, there's nothing else to watch on a Sunday. But I mean, what we're seeing from the Giants right now is not football. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. And that's kind of why I'm wearing this. I'm wearing a black shirt. Okay. I am wearing the blue blazer for the Giants and the hat, but essentially I'm wearing this because this is a Giants funeral for potentially the 2026 season and maybe this regime and potentially for the way that Giants do things. Because if they want to turn this around, they have to completely change the way that they do things. So I don't know where they go from here. Let's be honest. We could be hopeful, but next week isn't going to go any better against the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys played pretty well against the Eagles. Yeah, they lost, but CeeDee Lamb also had a bunch of drops. So where do the Giants go? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but there's always potential for change. I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. It's getting ridiculous, and yeah. So that's it. You know. I hope you tune into this channel. I'll probably be doing more Giants content. Um, and honestly, it's probably not going to be much happier than what this is. So it's going to probably be a lot of uh, being annoyed and just having a lot of head scratching moments that I'm going to want to talk about. But man, who knows? Maybe they'll get a couple wins that we can talk about. Hopefully, can put some more of my reactions into it. It's funny. It's like it's not even that much to react to because they didn't do anything. I mean, it's like it was almost like just watching the Commanders out there running a practice. Like, what am I supposed to react to? What? Oh, Russell Wilson could have made the. Listen, and he didn't play well either. But you know what? The first few drives, I mean, he got hit in the mouth like 3 times on the first few drives. I mean, that's it. You get hit in the mouth a few times, you go, oh, that's right. This offensive line stinks. I better do something. So the whole team. I mean, I'm done with this regime. I'm done with these players. Okay, maybe Dart, but like I said, not even that excited about Dart because he's gonna come in. It's gonna be the same thing. Maybe if he goes to another team, it'll be good, but I'm not seeing it. So anyway, hope you tune in to this channel. Try to be doing more Giants stuff, and like I said, maybe they'll turn it around and be some happier moments. But for now, I'm dressed in the what I will call Giants funeral attire, and you know, maybe next week we could see them rise from the dead. But ultimately, I think we're mostly just going to see 22 zombies out on the field for the Giants. So